On the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield IMG College, this is the Fight for Iowa podcast, brought to you by Athletico Physical Therapy, Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Buffalo Wild Wings, Iowa's Corn Farmers, Quick Star, Green State Credit Union, and by Extreme from Mediacom. This is the Fight for Iowa podcast. Here's the voice of the Hawkeyes, Gary Dolphin.
In this, the year of the pandemic and the negative economic ripple effects that have flowed through every inch of the University of Iowa campus, hidden among the president, athletic director, coaches, and athletes are those that occupy the ticket office. Very important people as well, especially with all the uncertainty facing the fast approaching football season. Iowa, like many schools around the country, is switching to mobile ticketing for all its sports starting this fall. It makes sense, especially from a health and safety aspect, with the ever-changing picture surrounding athletics thanks to COVID-19, that mobile delivery of tickets is the safest, most secure way to go. Jess Rickertsen of the Iowa Ticket Office joins us to answer your questions on this week's Fight for Iowa podcast right after this.
More Fight for Iowa after this.
Despite living in uncertain times, Iowa's corn farmers remain optimistic that their now planted crop will grow to feed livestock, fuel your vehicle with ethanol, and be part of over 4,000 products that you use every day. The Iowa corn farmer plays a vital role in our state, and we are proud to call Iowa home. You might think Iowa grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Athletico Physical Therapy remains open to safely provide physical and occupational therapy treatment options in clinic and online during COVID-19. Delaying treatment could mean additional expenses and prolonged pain. Visit athletico.com. Request an appointment in clinic or virtually through a secure online video chat via FaceTime or Zoom and start feeling better tomorrow.
Now back to the Fight for Iowa podcast. Here's the voice of the Hawkeyes, Gary Dolphin.
Jess Rickertsen has been hanging around the ticket office at Iowa for a long time. In addition to being the director of premium seating and club operations, he's wearing another hat as interim director of ticket operations with the retirement recently of Pam Fink. Jess, before we get into the meat and potatoes, a little bit about yourself as you step into this expanded role with Pam Fink's retirement.
Yeah, as you know, Gary, I'm a longtime Hawkeye from Goose Lake, Iowa, Clinton County. Grew up there, graduated from Iowa in 2000. I was just counting up, I think, between my three siblings and their spouses and myself and my wife, we've got close to 10 degrees from Iowa. I started
a lot of tuition.
I started working in the ticket office while I was a student here at Iowa. So going on 25 years total in some capacity or another in the ticket office. It's just been a great ride. You know, I've seen a lot of aspects of the Hawkeyes, and luckily my lovely wife and my kids have allowed me to run around on Saturdays in the fall and then take care of basketball all winter long and be away when I need to be away. And things have been great since.
Well, you're certainly not brand new, and we certainly honor Pam Fink for all her years of service. But I was going to say you've got an important role because you'll hear from every Iowa Hawkeye fan, particularly the season ticket holders, if something's wrong. But I'm sure you've already had that happen. You've already experienced most of that over 25 years, huh?
Oh yeah. I've been when I was a student, you know, that was the daily occurrences. You're just on the phone for your entire shift, and you got to know people and kind of get the lay of the land, and you get to know a lot more than just their ticketing needs and get a feel for every Hawkeye fan. Yeah.
And I dare say you'll hear from a few coming up, Jess. The concept of mobile ticketing, obviously for enhanced convenience and efficiency, quicker movement through the turnstiles, improved security, and of course, all this expedited by the COVID-19. I know you have the health and safety of everybody at your heart.
Oh yeah, and that's, you know, we were on a a timeline for going mobile anyway. As you probably know, across the country, pro teams, everybody, there's some places that it's been all mobile for a few years. And we were kind of on that timeline looking at 5, 6, 7 years, but with the COVID, that kind of pushed the timeline up for us. And you're right, it's the safety and that part of it that kind of pushed us forward. The other part of it is just giving us a little bit of flexibility with all the unknowns out there on what is the season going to look like, what's the capacity going to be, is anything going to get modified. To be honest, we'd be sending data last week and this week to our printers. And if we were doing that right now, I'm not sure I'd be real comfortable with what was going on. So it gives us a little flexibility that way. And yeah, you're right. I mean, we totally understand that there's some hesitation out there, but we're fully confident that we'll be able to educate everybody on what needs to be done. And I think they'll quickly realize how easy it is, all the way from just receiving the tickets to transferring the tickets to friends and family to reselling. If you lose, for some reason it gets out of your wallet, how to reissue it, all that stuff's out there for us, and we'll be educating folks as we go.
More Fight for Iowa after this.
The dining rooms in all Buffalo Wild Wings in Iowa are now open. To ensure your safety, all high touchpoint areas will be cleaned with increased frequency. Tables have been repositioned to allow for a minimum of 6 feet of separation. And all menus, cutlery, and cups are now single use. We look forward to seeing you back at Buffalo Wild Wings soon.
We're brought to you today by Green State Credit Union. Green State Credit Union is with you during these times of uncertainty. Membership is open to all Iowans, so visit greenstate.org, greenstate.org, and learn more about ways we can be of service to you. Green State Credit Union, a proud supporter of the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Now back to the Fight for Iowa podcast. Here's the voice of the Hawkeyes, Gary Dolphin.
Yeah, and for baby boomers like me and older, those who know just enough about mobile apps and computers before they break out into hives over a change like this, how user friendly will it be? It sounds like pretty easy.
Yeah. I mean, it's like anything. It might take the first time or two to have a complete comfort with it, but it's just one of those things that once you log in on your phone, you can be on any browser. You're going to go to hawkeyesports.com /my account. And when you do that, you're going to see every ticket that's under your name. And if you want to pluck a ticket out of there and send it to somebody else, you just put their cell phone number in and they accept it. So yeah, I mean, there's a little hesitation there. And believe me, I've talked to so many Hawk fans over the last couple of weeks since making the announcement. And the one thing I will say is I'm not willing to lose a season ticket holder because of this. So if I can't educate you or we can't get you up to speed, we're going to make accommodations until you either get that smartphone or have the comfortability with it.
Well, that's a lot of people taking a deep sigh right now, a breath of relief, because many fans have Android. They don't have iPhones. Now, is that going to be an issue? Is there a step-by-step instruction included with the app if you don't have the smartphone?
Yep. So Android, all you're looking at there is just maybe a little bit different terminology. Instead of Apple Wallet, you're looking at Google Pay Wallet. So from that standpoint, no problems whatsoever. Our mobile central site right now, hawkeyesports.com /mobile tickets, is a step-by-step guide, either by Apple or by Google or by Android, on what it takes to both download your tickets, transfer your tickets, reissue, sell them on StubHub. And that's just a site that will continue to get more robust as we get closer to the season and kind of see what issues folks are having, and we'll continue to add to it so it can be just as easy as possible.
And that's important. As you know, Iowa's unique in and of itself because we have such a family involvement, relatives. Myself as a season ticket holder, of course, I'm up in the booth on game day, but like a lot of business people who want to give their season tickets to their best customers, myself included, I give some to my family. So the transfer of the game day tickets to family and friends, business associates, there's a way to get that done.
Oh yeah, there's a way to get it done, and the great thing about it is I'm sure as you've probably seen over the years, either football or basketball, you're probably not the easiest guy to get a hold of starting an hour out from the game. Well, if you've transferred these to somebody, there should be no reason why we'd have to get a hold of you. Now we would be able to see on the back office side, hey, Dolph transferred his tickets to so-and-so. So if they show up, they're the rightful owner of these tickets, and we can take care of them however they need to be taken care of. And then also, if you're getting ready to go on the air and you want to take a quick look at your account and see, did I transfer those to so-and-so? You can do that before the game and kind of get confirmation of that. And then, going into the game that you're all set.
Oh, I'm feeling better already, Jess. I'm glad we're having this conversation, and I'm sure a few hundred others are too. You mentioned football and basketball. Is this going to be across the board, all 24 Iowa sports, where the mobile app, ticket app, will be in use, in place?
Yep, all ticketed sports will be using the mobile. Like I say, we fully know that there's a percentage of our fan base that will. We'll need to do a little hand holding or just a little extra attention to get them there. But we're perfectly capable of doing that and willing to do that. And, like I've told people in the last couple of weeks, I know we have the best fans in the country, but we also have some of the smartest. So I know we can get it done.
Well, hey, I'm convinced this is the right way to go. And you didn't ask my opinion, nor would you anyway. So that's all right. As we wrap it up with Jess Rickertsen, by the way, University of Iowa athletic ticket, interim athletic ticket manager, Pam Fink enjoying her retirement, at least as far as I know she is, when I talked to her a few weeks back. What do you think? What are you hearing? It's one thing to issue tickets and sell tickets for games, but we got to have the games. And I ask you, Jess, more in particular, about fans in the stands. I know Gary Barta is confident. Bruce Harrell is confident. President Harrell, that we're going to have people inside Kinnick Stadium here come Labor Day weekend. What's your sense right now?
It's one of those things. I mean, I think I've heard Gary say this before. If anybody tells you they know what's happening, they're pulling your leg. I'm on the phone weekly with all the Big Ten ticket managers. Everybody's in the same boat as us. We're kind of waiting for health officials and each state's governor to kind of give some guidance on what each stadium is going to look like, or what the guidelines are going to have to be in place, and then applying that to each specific stadium. In our case, Kinnick Stadium, and what is it, a percent capacity? Is it true social distancing? So we're hanging out. We've got a plan for each scenario, and as soon as we hear what that is, we're ready to run with it.
And I knew you would be well ahead of the curve. Jess Rickertsen from the University of Iowa Hawkeye Athletic Ticket Office. Jess, thanks so much for your time here on our Fight for Iowa podcast. We appreciate it. We'll visit again down the road, I'm sure.
Yep, appreciate it, Dolphin. I also want to give a big shout out to Pam Fink, who, as our fans know, has been around for going on probably 30, 40 years, and multiple season tickets, multiple bowl games, multiple Big Ten and NCAA events, and just want to wish her the best on the farm out there in Nichols, Iowa.
Beautiful Nichols, Iowa. Thanks, Jess.
Yep.
Let's have a great season.
Thank you.
That's Jess Rickertsen. I'll be back to wrap up this week's Fight for Iowa right after this brief pause.
More Fight for Iowa after this.
Fight for Iowa is brought to you by Quickstar. Quickstar is committed to serving our communities and ensuring access to all essentials during these challenging times. They'll continue to provide fresh milk, bread, eggs, butter, and more, as well as your hot food favorites, including pizza. Quickstar's got you covered when you want to get in and out quickly and safely back home. Thank you, Quickstar. Today, your internet connection is more important than ever. Extreme, powered by Mediacom, has the speed you need with 99.9% network reliability. Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling Company is proud to support the local communities in which we live, work, and play. Every day, Atlantic Coca-Cola bottling trucks continue to help the food and beverage supply chain by delivering products to retail outlets and those restaurants providing carry-out and delivery services. We know Iowans are resilient, and together we are stronger.
Now back to the Fight for Iowa podcast. Here's the voice of the Hawkeyes, Gary Dolphin.
Remember, the website that will answer your mobile ticketing questions for this Hawkeye football season is hawkeyesports.com/mobile tickets. hawkeyesports.com/mobile tickets. All other questions can be directed to tickets@hawkeyesports.com. That's tickets@hawkeyesports.com. Thanks again to guest Jess Rickertsen, Iowa's Ticket Operations Manager. I'm Gary Dolphin. Thanks for listening in to this week's Fight for Iowa podcast. Next week, we plan to visit with Iowa basketball coach Fran McCaffrey, as organized practices are scheduled to start in a few days. Stay safe, healthy, and stay cool.